Hey, how you doing this week? So, this week we are getting small. How small? Well, here's our Playmates Chief O'Brien, and here's the first guy we're going to be talking about this week. This is the MiniMiates figures made by Art Asylum. They started making these around 2002 when they got the license. It was around the same time that they got the license for Enterprise, as well as Star Trek Nemesis, which those are figures that we'll eventually get around to talking about as well. These were 3-inch scale figures. They're made a little bit like the Lego figures, except bigger. In fact, they even have similarly shaped heads. If you ever wondered what Kirk looked like bald, you can pop his wig off here. And there we go. Get that back on. They made a whole ton of these, really. It was one of the few lines where they actually managed to make every captain that was around at the time. They'd done Kirk, Picard, Cisco, Janeway, and Archer at some point. Every figure came with a base that looked like this. Just a little puzzle piece. They could be interlocked. They didn't connect to it because they didn't have pegs in their feet of any kind. But they could kind of stand on it and just kind of look cool like that. So I've got Kirk. I've also got Spock. And most of these did come with some kind of accessory. I don't have many of them. I have a few. As you can see, Spock's got his tricorder here. Because a lot of them have gotten lost over the years. A lot of them also came with like a phaser or something like that. But again, it's that boxy, almost Lego style figure. All of them do have the, they bend at the hips, bend at the knees. The arms have a full swivel and up and down and that kind of thing. They can even do the splits kind of if you want them to. Just because of the way that they were designed, it's far more artsy in the look, but definitely conveyed the character pretty well. Got Dr. McCoy here. And those are the only 3 of the main characters I've got. I've also got some of the bad guys. I have got Original Series Khan, which this one's actually really cool. I love the fact that it has the little bun on the back and the sort of angry face. None of the characters have noses, which is funny to me. I always get a kick out of that. It is kind of weird that these are essentially the precursors to the modern Funko Pops, which I absolutely hate. They're just giant bulbous heads with no details. At least these have really well painted eyes and noses. The hair is sculpted really well, and you can tell who the characters are supposed to be. Then we've got the Gorn. Again, this is a great little paint detail. Yeah, it's just this round cylinder head, but you can tell that that it's the Gorn because he's got the teeth, the big white eyes. I love these gloves that they give him. Whoop. Some of them do have a tendency to come apart at the waist. The joints weren't perfect, but they still hold up pretty well. And then the last one I've got is the Gumato. This one, I get a kick out of it because, well, for one, you can take the hair off of him as though it's a helmet that he's wearing, and it just looks kind of silly. There we go. But he does have his spikes and his tail on the back. So you can have Kirk fight, you know, any of your villains that you've got. And Spock and McCoy can kind of yell at him from the background and help him out. Well, that is all I've got for you this week. Thank you so much for joining me. If you get the chance to look these up, you should check them out. There's a whole ton of them, and they're all really cool. I will see you next time. Have a good one.